She's dead. Wrapped in plastic.
Welcome to the Twin Peaks Podcast.
Damn good coffee. And hot. Would everyone please take a seat?
Welcome everyone to the Twin Peaks Podcast, the podcast where our opinions may be different from yours, but that's okay, don't take it personally. I'm Matt.
I'm Mel.
I am not your foot.
I'm Caitlin.
And today we have with us Josh.
Yay!
Hello.
Yay. Josh has been on the commentary tracks before, but this is your first time on an episode proper.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be on it.
we are glad to have you.
Well, thank you.
I was going to say you're a Twin Peaks guru, but who holds the crown for that now? Is it you or Spencer?
Well, I run the trivia game, so I'm not in the trivia game.
Yeah.
But Spencer has won 3 in a row.
So did you
And-
know, right?
I started the trivia game.
Oh, I thought
So
you...
I've never been in it.
Oh, I thought you won 3 in a row and then you started running it.
No, I started running it right away. It was kind of my idea to do it. And then Rob, who runs the festival, was the first person to win 3 in a row.
Whoa.
And then a guy named Trinidad won 3 in a row. And then Spencer won 3 in a row. And Spencer's 17 years old.
It's crazy.
And he beat everybody.
Yeah.
Are you going to have Spencer on?
Yep. He's
Oh,
scheduled
that'll
to
be
be
great.
on.
Yeah.
So, but be honest, if it came down to a showdown between the two of you, who would win?
Be honest or be humble.
However you want to swing it. Throw the gauntlet down, Josh. You say, Spencer, I'm coming for you.
That's what I would. Okay, Spencer, I'm coming for you. We'll do a showdown someday.
Yeah, you have to. You got to get all the previous winners. And do a
Spencer's a good friend. He's a great guy, but we will do a showdown, and it is on.
Good.
Yes.
Record it. All right. Well, yeah, that's a big...
Knows Leland Palmer's 2 license plates. We can start there.
Oh my god.
Oh, geez, that'd be a tough one. So yeah.
759 EAK.
Oh my god. So that's the trivia contest is a big part of the Twin Peaks Fest, but this year will be the first time that the Twin Peaks Fest has gone on when there's a new season of Twin Peaks. How do you think it's going to change, if at all, the fest itself?
It's going to change quite a bit. I mean, for starters, it's sold out in 10 minutes.
Ooh.
And which is never done that before. I mean, Matt, I think when you were there, the second year you were there was the first time I believe we sold out, because it never used to.
Yeah.
And now in 10 minutes the thing's done. It's sold out, and that's a big way it's going to change. And it's just, first we had Netflix, which brought new interest to it, and then we had the Blu-rays and the missing pieces, and now the new season. So it's the interest is at an all-time high for sure. And I don't know if it's going to go down next year, but I think it all depends on where the show ends.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, there's probably going to be a lot of viewing parties, because there'll probably be a new episode airing while everyone's in town, won't there be?
Yeah, there's going to be one on Sunday. When we normally do the Roadhouse karaoke party, there'll be an episode running. So
Nice.
I think that's going to be a not well-attended event.
So, do you think the tour of locations is going to get much bigger by the end of this?
Well, for the bus tour, this year we're not going out of our way for season 3 locations, but we'll point them out if we go by them.
Yeah, because they haven't all been revealed probably. Yeah.
No, but frankly, I'll admit this. I don't know where they all are yet. I know where some of them are, but
Yeah.
some of the new ones, the stuff with Jerry Horn in the woods with his foot.
Yeah.
I believe that's a Lolly State Park where we do the picnic, but I can't tell you for sure. But I do know where Jacoby's is.
Oh, yeah.
So that's an interesting one that people are probably going to want to know.
Cool. We'll give you a year to scout out all those locations, but next year you better be ready.
I'm in trouble if I don't know it next year.
All
I'm
right.
in real trouble. I better figure it out.
Yeah. All right, let's get into episode 9. So yeah, I'm just gonna bring up what scene we're in, and then we'll just talk about whatever we want to that happened in the scene. I'm gonna try not to explain the whole timeline here.
So do you want to go to kind of specific connections to? I mean, I'm just curious because I've heard some of the old podcasts, so I'm trying to make sure I got the format right. Do you want to kind of discuss connections to other episodes or opinions or both? Or
Yeah. Whatever the scene we're in, whatever thoughts come to mind from it, they're all fair game. So the first scene is Mr. C walking along a dirt road, and we find out a little bit later he's going to the farm. What do you guys think?
Or is it the farm?
Well,
I'm not sure it's the farm.
It's a farm.
It's a farm, but I'm not
Farm.
sure.
What was that, Brad?
Because Ray said he's going to the farm.
Yeah. They were both going to the farm, weren't they?
Yeah, they were going to the farm, but I think after he shot Coop, I don't think he was going to the farm anymore.
Okay.
You could be right, but I thought he was because he tells Philip Jeffries on the phone that Cooper knows where he's going.
Yeah.
And that he's waiting for him. Made me think that was the farm. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know, but
Okay. Well,
it'll be interesting to find out.
It's a farm. There's dead farmers.
Yeah.
True.
But
Sleeping farmers. They're
they're just
sleeping dead.
They're just sleeping on the ground, face down.
They just sleep on the ground, face down. Who
I thought
doesn't?
they were like drunk. I thought they were. That's what I thought.
So wait. So Coop's crew just went over and was like, "Hey guys, let me buy you guys a couple of drinks," and then just got them really drunk, passed out.
Yeah.
Like, all right, now we can use this place to medically repair Cooper.
It's more pleasant than the alternative.
Yes.
What was that, Caitlin?
Or they gave himself a horn smoking.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I don't have anything.
Oh, sorry. Thought I heard you. So we also go back to the plane with the agents. The windows aren't blinking out this time. And Tammy gives Gordon a call from Colonel Davis about the Briggs body in Buckhorn.
Doing that on purpose.
Doing what?
Being loud.
Oh, on the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep your voice down. What?
I'm going to say yes because we learned earlier that Gordon, and it was always been my suspicion that Gordon pretends to not hear as well as he actually does.
Yeah.
Hence the Shelley thing. And that was confirmed with the Albert, that Gordon, he's not completely honest with that hearing sync.
Yeah, True. But Tammy Preston manages to sway her hips even in that little, airplane aisle.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's lots of hands-on directions, so...
It's a little bit cartoonish, a little bit, but... So then Mr. C talks to Tim Roth, who was Hutch, who was mentioned before. What do you guys think of seeing Tim Roth?
I didn't even realize it was him at first.
I've always thought he was a good actor. I enjoyed him in his character.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I agree too. I mean, I didn't know right away either. It took me a second to realize who it was. I had a kind of a big screening party over here. There was about 15 people over, and then somebody kind of went, oh, or something, made some kind of noise when Tim Roth came on. And then I thought, why are they doing that? And then I realized, oh, Tim Roth, that's why.
What do you guys think of his character, this Hutch guy? He's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think he's a bit of a psychopath.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all of Cooper's white trash hooligan buddies are the creepiest.
He's got a whole gang, yeah.
Yeah,
He really does. Who would have ever seen that one coming?
it's like white trash FBI.
Did he seek them out, or did they just drawn to him?
Yeah.
They may have been drawn to him.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll ever find out, how he got this whole network of goons.
I'm gonna
and
guess
hard killers.
connected to. My prediction on that is that it's connected to the whole cabin at the beginning where where Beulah and Otis are, and he says Ray and Daria, and you notice Ray and Daria come out and they hand this little card or piece of paper to a small man in a wheelchair and a huge man in overalls next to him. I'm guessing it's something with that place.
Yeah, that seemed to be
Whole gang.
some sort of nexus.
Oh yeah, that's white trash. That's white trash FBI headquarters.
Exactly. Yes.
They probably have a posting.
It's the doppelganger.
Well.
I'm posting on Kijiji.
Yeah.
It's the doppelganger FBI headquarters, because Cooper doppelganger, it's the doppelganger version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And they all just work for like cheese flavored snacks.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't gonna bring that up right now, but yeah, you were you're the most observant, Brad. Like, you're the only person I've ever heard take notice of all the cheese flavored snacks in episode 2 in Chantel's room, and they totally came back in this. She's like a cheesy fiend.
Have you considered entering the trivia contest? Because that's a really good catch.
But that's the only kind of thing I'm gonna pick up on.
You can just feed Josh all like the trickiest questions.
Yeah. How many bags of cheesies were in the motel room?
Oh fuck, it's a lot.
Let me take note here. Hold on.
So we keep cutting between the plane and this farm. Gordon tells Diane that they gotta make a pit stop in South Dakota there.
Gordon's hands. He can't stop grabbing Diane's shoulder. It's like the David Lynch kind of affectation where he always has like the...
Has to do something with his hands.
Yeah, he always has to do something with his hands.
Yeah.
And then he's just like squeezing her shoulder.
Yeah,
it's
you
really
could
funny.
You could totally tell that was not a Gordon Cole character choice. That was just David Lynch's like affectation. It was funny.
It was kind of adorable.
Yeah. Gently squeezing her shoulder.
It was
I'm
like
sorry,
weird,
but
weird but adorable.
we're gonna have to go to South Dakota.
And of course, I love Albert's response to Diane there. I know. Yeah.
I love how Gordon is so fond of Diane, yet every time she's just like, fuck you, Gordon.
Yeah.
I know.
I wonder if she was always that way. I mean, I don't know.
It doesn't feel like she would have been. I think she must have been a happier person. Like she was, like in the deleted
At
scene.
some point, you would think.
Yeah, like in the deleted scene when she had like that little game that she plays with Cooper, where he has to figure out if what's changed in the office.
Did you see somebody online took that and they added Diane's voice saying, "Fuck you, Cooper." I saw that online somewhere. It was really funny.
Nice.
Awesome.
How about this kooky blocked screen on this phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Oh yeah.
Was that
What
just
is
while they were in
happening?
the air?
I don't know. It wouldn't say blocked if it was just because they're in the air, would it? It'd be like no service.
I think it would be service.
Every piece of technology in this series is bonkers. So,
Or maybe, okay, two possibilities that were ran through my head. Like, one, not just because they're in the air, but because they were in an FBI plane, so, like, there couldn't be any signals except for the satellite phone.
I guess.
But, and then the other one was that maybe it was Evil Coop's number that was blocked specifically. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking.
But he always uses a
It's a
burner
burner
phone.
phone. Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe there's some like secret router program they use because Evil Coop is a hacking genius.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be just because I think it's supposed to be like a no signal. We're in the air, but because David Lynch technology doesn't make sense, it just says blocked.
Yeah. The graphics are always very, very funny looking on all these phones. But
Peter Dunn made a screensaver out of his other one from the truck. I saw.
Yeah.
You know Peter, right? Welcome to. Yeah, he did a screensaver of it.
Yeah.
The one when he gets rid of all the tracking devices with it.
Which I totally.
I'm not sure how that worked, but
Yeah,
he
me
did it.
neither. Yeah. Yeah, Peter was on our last episode and we talked about it. I was like, it just seemed like he's like, there's 3 trackers on this phone. Pull up to this other car. I'm gonna throw my phone at it. Job done.
And we got it.
Yeah.
Black technology, I guess.
Yeah. So he gets a call from Warden Murphy and he learns that Coop flew the coop. This whole time, I don't know if we're ever going to see Warden Murphy again. We probably will when he gets murdered. But this whole time, I'm like, his voice is so familiar, and I just finally looked it up. And did you guys recognize him? I know Josh, you probably know where he's from.
You gotta see him in a bunch.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff, but what I recognized him from was he does a lot of the narration on the audiobook
Exactly.
of the Secret History.
Archivist's note, that guy. Yeah.
He's been in a lot of shows. He's one of those actors that's been in so many things. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember him from Millennium.
Oh,
He
was he in
was on
Millennium?
Millennium?
He was on Millennium, yeah. I remember.
What?
Who did he play?
I think he was. It's been a long time since I've seen Millennium, but I just remember he was on. I think he was one of at the end of somewhere in the second season, he was one of the Millennium Group guys, I think.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Then we go back to the farm, and Coop sends a message about a dinner table conversation being lively, and then he calls the Vegas office guy, and he asks if the
Duncan
deed is
Todd.
done. Mm-hmm. Oh, Duncan Todd, yeah. I can't keep track of half the names.
Don't worry, I'll help you with that.
Good. So the job he's asking about is that to kill Dougie, presumably?
Surely.
Yeah,
Has to be.
which I always suspected that was the person hiring him.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, like, I've heard people criticize this episode for just, like, retreading things that we already knew, but it wasn't stuff we actually knew, it was stuff we suspected,
No.
and now this episode confirms it, and also the characters have to learn this stuff somehow anyways, so, you know, we had to get to it eventually.
Exactly.
So, do
He would call no matter what, whether we as the audience know it or not. He would call and ask if it was done.
Yeah.
So do you think this guy hired Little Stabby to Ike the Spike? I mean, to
Actually, I'll give you the whole thing for sure.
Okay.
What happened was this. At the very beginning, Duncan Todd gives money to Roger, his assistant, and he says, tell her she has the job.
Yeah.
That's a reference to Lorraine, who was the woman in the office building that Ike ends up stabbing.
Yeah.
And she hires the two guys, Gene and Jake, who are out there in the car that put the bomb under the car. And when they fail, Duncan Todd gets a red thing square in his screen, presumably from Evil Cooper, which tells him he has to get the thing out of his safe, where he then hires Ike. And Ike then has to take out Lorraine because she failed, and Dougie. And he fails on the second one. So that's kind of the chain of it.
Right.
He's being forced by you, if that helps.
So now is Ike the Spike gonna die?
Well, he's going to be in police
Oh.
custody.
I don't think so. I hope he breaks out. I want him to break out.
He's a hero.
Start stabbing.
Can't.
I'm with you on that. Yes, he is. He should break out and start stabbing everybody in the police station. That would be great.
I can't. We'll get there, but I love Little Stabby so much.
He's been a staple at. He's been coming to all my screening parties. The actor who plays Ike, and he's a great guy in real life too.
Oh, he
Nice.
comes to all the screening parties? Nice.
That's awesome.
He's been coming to all the screening parties. Well, he missed this week, but he usually makes it. So he tells a lot of funny stories. And I put a big ice pick on his chair last time when he came over.
Weren't you afraid he's going to stab everyone?
He's a nice guy in real life. He doesn't stab anybody.
That you know of.
Everybody in my house is okay. Let's put it that way. We're all alive, unless it's all our doppelgangers. Who knows?
So then he wants, or Hutch brings by some ammo and guns and gives them to Coop, and he gives Hutch a mission to kill the warden, and then he's got 2 kills in Las Vegas after that. So I assume one of those is Dougie, but who's the other one? Ike?
Probably Ike. So that's Ike survives it. I think I have faith in him.
Or unless it's Janie E or something, but
Or the guy that he hired, that he'd already hired to kill people, that's not getting the job done.
Oh yes, you're probably right. Duncan Todd. Yeah.
Duncan Todd, yeah.
yeah, because he obviously sucks.
Yeah.
He's failed how many times? I mean, yeah.
I mean, all he does is nervously sit at that computer. Come on.
He's not that efficient, really. You know,
No.
why did he even need him?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just right to the.
He must be the money. He must have money or something.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause he hands the money to Rod. Yeah, that's got to be it.
And then Hutch tells his wife to kiss Cooper. And then she gives him a cheesy treat, and he's on his way.
And that's a sign of love coming from her.
I didn't recognize her at first because she looked so different from the
the-
first time we saw her.
Yeah.
She was kind of trashy the first time we saw her, and then this time she was like, I don't know, she just seemed like better dressed. I don't know, just less cheesies.
I think it's just that her husband, the Hutch character, is more trashy than she is, so she seems less trashy in comparison.
Yeah, that's probably it. You're probably right.
Yeah. Then we go to the Las Vegas Police Department, and Dougie.
Well, can we talk about the size of this fucking truck that Coop gets into?
one.
that is not low profile at all.
It's good for running children over, I bet.
Yes.
He and Richard should hook up with that thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
we go to Las Vegas Police Department. Dougie and Janie are in the waiting room while the detectives talk to his boss about why someone would attack him. We learn some important information here about Dougie finally.
Yeah.
Some backstory.
Yeah.
I was kind of happy to finally hear a reason why, or a potential reason why people are like not reacting so strongly when he has these episodes, you know.
I have a theory on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that because Dougie, the real Dougie, is a manufactured being that we see now didn't exist for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they manufactured him. I don't have a clue how that works. I don't know if, but maybe he has episodes where he kind of goes blank every once in a while, normally.
Yeah.
So it's not so out of the ordinary. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's
Because
what they seem
Janie
to
says-
imply.
She says at one point, "Are you having another one of your episodes?" to him.
Yeah.
So it implies that. This is a pretty prolonged episode this time, though. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why he should be going to the doctor.
Yeah.
She's still saying she's going to take him to that doctor.
they've been teasing us with that one for a while.
How many episodes till we get to that doctor's office?
I predict 2.
I was gonna say 3.
I predict never.
Do we,
What?
do we know how old Sunny Jim is supposed to be?
No.
I would say less than 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious because
Yeah.
they said he didn't have any record before. Was it 97?
Yeah.
97.
Yeah.
He's worked.
Which this is supposed to be 2014, so this makes Dougie, doing the math, yeah, Dougie's not that much older than Sonny Jim.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Because he must have existed for at least like a couple of years before he met Janie E. Because I think she's a real person. So.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
I'm
Not
wondering
sure.
if Annie was a real person. Anybody, because there's a theory that Annie was manufactured.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Why? What's the evidence for that one?
I don't know, I don't really buy it, but it's just interesting. I think it's mainly because of the way that the way that Norma doesn't seem to necessarily react that her sister's missing after the pageant. But of course, Norma might not know at that point, so, but I don't know.
True.
And I've heard that there was a theory to get Cooper into the lodge, they manufactured Annie.
Huh.
Who knows?
Yeah, they realize he didn't exist before 97, and they guess maybe he's from witness protection, or this is probably a good guess, but it's not true. And then they trick him into getting his prints, those devious cops.
Which I'm kind of happy about, because...
Because now they're going to ping those prints, and it's going to come up as Cooper.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, this guy's just escaped from prison.
Yeah.
This whole episode is like, hey guys, guess what? Eventually these pieces are gonna come together. Just hang on.
Yeah, finally, yeah.
Be patient.
It feels good.
It was written, I mean, what I was told is that, it was written as one long movie, and they consider it one long movie, so it's kind of, we've seen pieces of a big film.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Then we get some Deer Meadow music.
that was a nice surprise.
It was.
Yeah, I liked
There
it.
was a lot of old Twin Peaks music in this episode.
I like that. I like
makes
all
me
the
happy.
Angela. Makes me happy, too.
Yeah. Sorely missed. So yeah, then they one guy comes in with a positive ID and location for Ike the Spike, and they want to head off and capture him. Meanwhile, Dougie stares at the flag, then at some red heels, and then at the electrical socket.
He needs his shoes. He left his shoes. Somebody get him his fucking shoes.
Next episode, we're gonna see him wearing those red pumps.
New shoes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
I mean, like, could we just like have like a hand come out of an electrical socket and be like, "Psst, you left your shoes here," and then Cooper's back.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's all he needs.
Oh my god, that would be
Yeah.
crazy if that's all he needs to be complete
That's-
is just his shoes.
That's definitely what it is, right?
There's a very Wizard of Oz thing to that. It's possible, like you had the power to go back all along. All I needed was your shoes.
Yeah.
Well, because he went through the thing. He left his shoes. Like, and yeah, that's. I mean,
He left his brain in his shoes.
yeah.
I did like how, when he was staring at the flag and everything, and the America the Beautiful or whatever that song is comes up,
Yeah.
if they hadn't skipped a week, that would have aired, right before Independence Day, the night before.
Oh yeah.
Then we go to Ike in his motel, and he sends a message to someone named JT, no cigar, taking medical leave. Who the heck is JT?
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Trudeau.
Oh.
Ooh.
I thought it was a relation of a relative of Duncan Todd or something. Something Todd with a J.
Could be.
I don't know.
Could be.
Or Justin Trudeau, one or the other.
And the cops arrest him as he's leaving. What'd you guys think of those 3 cops anyways? We've seen them before, but...
I really like them.
Yeah.
I do too. I liked it. We have your I love the you're under arrest. We have your palm prints. In fact, we have your entire palm. That was good. Yeah, that laugh.
Yeah.
I like it.
My
Very
favorite,
Lynch detectives.
Yeah.
my favorite thing about this is when at the very end of the scene, like Spike just makes this little just this little sound, and it's so great.
It's so
Like I've rewatched it like 3 times.
Yeah. So,
I hope he breaks out. Are you with me on this? He's got to break out, right?
Oh, it would be so good. Just have him like tunnel out like Shawshank style.
yeah. But a lot of people I saw a lot of people were mistaken, and they thought his hand made that noise and not him.
What?
No, it's him.
Yeah, it's him, yeah. But a lot of people are like, why does hand make a weird noise?
What?
It's not that far off, I guess, because there are feet talking in this episode. So.
That's true too.
Please don't arrest me.
Then we go to... This is probably one of my least favorite scenes in the episode, and Andy and Lucy disagreeing over some online shopping for a chair.
I kind of like it.
I don't know, it's just...
It's boilerplate. I mean, I feel like it's David Lynch playing by the numbers. David Lynch.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Like, I can't tell if it's really different from the first 2 seasons' depiction of Andy and Lucy, but I'm just not finding them endearing this time around and finding them more annoying.
I feel like everything with this series, it goes on too long. Like, cut it in half and it would be fun and delightful and weird. But it goes on for too long, and it's just, we've had so much of David Lynch luxuriating in David Lynch scenes that I feel like you got to earn these, and I don't think that this one's necessarily been earned.
Okay.
Because we get more of this kind of stuff than we get, an actual scene happening.
Yeah.
If everything else was normal and this scene was in there, this would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem with this scene is that, Andy, there's a guy who has splattered child on his truck running loose right now. Why are you online shopping?
Because clearly David Lynch filmed just a lot of scenes and then put them wherever he wanted to in the series.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there was any thought to where this would go. He's just trying to find places to put scenes.
What do you feel about this scene and Andy and Lucy in general this season, Josh?
I've always loved Andy and Lucy. I think that Lucy, the character of Lucy, does not seem as smart as she used to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I have felt that because Lucy was a lot smarter now. Andy is probably the same, but Lucy, I think, was smarter before. And I love Kimmy, and Kimmy does an awesome job. But I just think the writing on her character, she's not as smart. That would be my thought.
I agree. I'm not sure why they chose to do that, but...
It's just, a lot of it felt too like a non-argument, like it's just like, it almost didn't feel like a real argument. It felt like they were just going through the motions.
Pretending to argue?
Yeah, it's almost like they had to because it's a part of their relationship.
And then at the end, Andy just sighs. He's like, oh,
my job's done for today.
Okay, important question. Red chair or beige chair?
beige chair.
I took special note of them. I took special note of them this time. I'm like, which one's better? And I was like, they're both horrible.
Red chair 1,000 times above the beige chair.
No.
What?
Red chair is worse than the beige chair.
Caitlin, our friendship is over.
You know what? I don't need you as my interior decorator anyways.
Well, you're not invited to my living room either.
Very well.
We're forgetting the big question, though. Is this chair for Wally Brando's childhood room that they want to turn into a study?
Yes, it has to be.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for them to buy the desk.
He's not even gonna appreciate the chair.
No.
Could we just... Okay, you know what? Forget everything else that's happening in the series. If the rest of the series was just, like, Andy and Lucy at IKEA, I would be down. Like, why not?
At least
They would
one
take
episode.
so long to go through the store. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be great.
How about Andy and Lucy and Ike at IKEA?
Yes!
He's running around, jumping on the beds, testing them out.
Oh, that would be, like, all of my favorite things together.
They have to make him like sit in like the cart, you know, like. Aw,
They
that
zoom
would be
him around in the
adorable,
cart.
like a little family.
Oh. Yep, somebody write that fanfic.
I
Alright, so then we cut to the strangest, well, probably one of the strangest things in this episode. It's as somebody zooms around their home and somebody else yells. And only
Johnny Horn and Sylvia.
Yeah, and only at the end of the scene do you realize who these people are.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did, because I had the subtitles on, and it said Sylvia and Johnny.
Oh my god.
So, why was this here, do we think? I liked it, but I wasn't sure why it was here.
I think it's going to lead into something else. I have no idea what, but it's got to be a setup for something.
I just
And Johnny Horn was pulling a Leland on that wall,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
That is interesting, and I just want to know how the hell they've been keeping him safe for 25 years.
If he
Yeah,
was
no
trying to do
kidding.
this the whole time.
And finally, he just accidentally killed himself, sadly.
I mean, he did run into the one piece of furniture in the entire house, seemingly.
Well, it's just the wall, I believe. I don't think it was furniture.
That's the only
Well, there was the framed picture of the waterfall.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
yes, yeah.
Which reminds me of the Maddie thing, too, the framed picture of Missoula. Maddie gets her head smashed into. Maybe I'm making connections that aren't there, but it's interesting.
That's fine, though.
Yeah, so, like, the actress who plays Sylvia Horn, you only got to hear her voice and see, like, the back of her hair. That's about it
Yeah.
for the scene.
That's a series wrap.
Oh, no.
There's got to be more. That can't just be an isolated scene. I don't...
Would be
Stop,
funny.
no one's
though.
allowed to say that again, because I'm not buying it anymore.
That there's got to be more.
It would be funny though because she wasn't that much in the old series.
She was in, like, 2
anyways.
episodes.
Exactly. So it'd be funny if they put her even less in this season.
Yeah, she's in 3 episodes, and then her voice is in 1. Yeah.
She did have a nice deleted scene in the original series where she told Audrey that Johnny Horn, his condition is all her fault.
Yeah.
I just wonder if Johnny Horn's alive or not, because that would be really weird, all that, and then just boom.
Well, he's breathing. If you look at his body, he's breathing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll
That's
see.
good.
Could just be the actor not caring if he appears dead or not.
That is
The
true.
actor refusing to stop breathing.
You
And
can't
that's our 3rd Johnny Horn actor, by the way. The 3rd actor who played Horn.
Yeah. David, you can't make me stop breathing. I refuse. I'm gonna breathe for this scene.
And I'm coming back to season 4, whether you want me to or not.
People who pay close attention are gonna know I'm not dead. You're gonna have to bring me back.
Yeah, every time Johnny Horn is in this season, they should pick a different actor.
I really wish we got one of the original 2 actors though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why not? What are they doing? They
wonder
can't
why.
run to a wall.
Or at least if it's gonna be a 3rd guy, make it another guy named Robert, because the first 2 are named Robert.
Yeah, that's Robert, and Eric. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I miss?
Who?
Leo.
I actually do too.
Seriously.
I think about him once in a while, yeah.
I actually we're going to find out what happened to him. We don't know. It's
What if he's still in the cabin, just under that trash?
That's what I was gonna say. Like it's like that cutaway scene in the last episode, just him under the trap. Except this time we cut away and he's 25 years older, but he's still doing that, like holding the trap with his teeth.
Yeah. Crazy beard.
water or something. Somebody's bringing water
Yeah.
there through a straw or something.
They're just not helping him out of that spider situation. They're just
No, it's funny. So then we go to the Briggs household. And this was a neat scene where Bobby...
This, just to jump off on the top here, this is, I feel like, maybe the only scene in the entire series thus far where they've let an actor act naturally like a human and like perform a scene.
Which actor are you referring to? Betty Briggs?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah, she's really good.
Charlotte is great. Everybody's great. This scene, it brought me right back to the wonderful scene in the diner in the season 2 premiere where Major Briggs gives Bobby his vision of his future, and it just the scene was beautiful. I loved it.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff with Bobby in this episode is just directly calling back to that scene, basically.
It's wonderful, great stuff. I mean, just really emotionally wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah, Hawk and Truman and Bobby are all there, and she tells them about the day what happened after Coop came to see Briggs, and what he told her would happen, which is basically this, and that he had something for her to give them.
And she's got a red chair.
Yeah, she does. She made the right choice, according to Brad.
Always the right choice. Always the right choice.
Yeah, she really wants to give them coffee.
I think she just wants to drag the moment on.
Sure.
Yeah.
She really was like, well, wait, like, let me, like, really talk this out before I give you this mysterious thing that I'm really letting you hang on for.
You sure you don't want coffee?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, but yeah. So yeah, there's like this chair with a trap compartment and like a little metal capsule thing. And then we go to the morgue. Diane and Albert and Gordon and Lieutenant Knox, I think.
I love the way Diane sits down. Just like very manly.
She sits down like she don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's just like her feet like really like wide, like her legs and her feet were just like as wide as possible.
I mean, is it just the way this is shot? Her feet look gigantic.
Yeah, and her pants, I guess, maybe like that's
hammer
a part
pants.
of it. Yeah, the illusion. I don't know.
What'd you guys all think of this scene? The whole morgue thing?
I loved it.
Yeah.
So she gets the
Albert
text
wants to
from
great.
she gets the text from Coop at this point.
Yeah.
And
she like waits till everyone leaves before checking her phone. So was she expecting that?
that's the question.
The thing I'm trying to figure out about this is they didn't seem to have any secret code going when they were talking through the glass.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out if, I don't know.
Is she part of the white trash FBI?
Yeah. Either something happened to her
Maybe
after
she was-
that,
Yeah.
or what were you
Maybe
gonna
she was
say?
just regularly harassed over the years, and there's something she was expecting them.
Yeah, he's just always sending her weird texts.
It could be. I guess that's possible.
Or maybe this is like some kind of code or something that like the real Coop would send her. I don't know.
Maybe she thinks it's the real Coop.
Maybe. I hope she's not evil.
Yeah.
I don't think she is.
So the detective tells Albert the whole story, and he gets a great line from that.
I love that line.
What happens in season 2? Yeah.
That's
And-
classic.
Albert and the morgue attendant, who I can't remember her name.
Constance.
Constance, yes. They're like a match made in heaven.
They
Oh, I
are.
hope they
I
get
love it.
together. I hope they get together. They're great.
I have a feeling Albert's going to fly away after this episode.
No.
They'll never see each other again, unfortunately. Missed connections on Craigslist.
I met you at a morgue.
Good story to tell their children someday.
Yeah.
We met in front of a headless body. It was all uphill from there.
We joked about marbles.
Yep.
So we learned that Ruth and Bill had a blog about other dimensions. Guys, this blog is a real thing.
Yes, I saw it.
creepy.
So if any of you listeners don't know, you can go to. Does anyone have the URL? In
The search for the zone.com.
Okay, yeah. Go to that, and you can go see Bill Hastings and Ruth Davenport's blog about the search for the zone.
I refuse to go through it bit by bit. I know people are. I looked at a little bit of it. I just love it purely for the fact that it's like 1997 GeoCity style.
Yeah,
Yes,
even
that's
though
pretty
the
great.
last update was in like what 2015 or 2014
Yeah.
or something.
It should be 2014 because the show is 25 years later, so it should be 2014. If it says 2015, that's an error.
Yeah. Yeah, when this show's taking place is kind of a gray area. Yeah.
Yeah, it says the site was last updated in November 2015.
Yeah.
That's actually a double continuity error because for the site, not for the show, because the show should be 2014 and they just established it as September.
Right. Well, maybe the site was updated after the series by somebody.
Yeah.
True. That could be.
My favorite thing on the website though is like one of the little animated GIFs is campaign against frames.
What?
What?
Again, like websites with frames.
Oh.
Because it's 1997.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So great. I love it.
But that's the other question. If it's a 2015 website, why would it have a 1997 design?
Just so they didn't update it.
I just like so apparently this guy did he post like an article every 3 years or something?
Maybe.
Because there's not much on the site.
It took him that long to gather up all his evidence so that he could present it to the public.
Josh, do you know of any weird Easter eggs or anything that people have found on this site?
I don't. I just saw it today. I just kind of did a cursory look.
Oh, okay.
So I will do a deeper look, and I will let you know if I find anything.
Yeah, I think
Just popped
there's,
up in my Facebook feed today.
yeah, I think there's like video clips and audio clips and stuff on there that.
They have, I did even found the audio clip. That's the same audio sound when the woodsman, the God of Light woodsman, walks up to the car
Oh.
in 8, which is also the same sound when the other woodsman walks in the background in the morgue in part 7.
Yeah.
The kind of sound is on there. I did find that already, but that's an interesting little Easter egg.
And Constance shows them Dougie's ring from Briggs' stomach, which I have no idea why that would ever be in there.
I have a theory.
Okay.
If Evil Cooper, which he probably is involved in what happened to Major Briggs. Remember, when we first see Dougie's wearing the Al Cave ring, where the wedding ring would be, the left ring finger.
Oh.
The spiritual finger. So he's wearing that on the left finger. Now, when he's there with Jade, he's wearing the Al Cave ring on that finger.
Yeah.
So my guess is, remember at the end of the Missing Pieces, we see the nurse take the ring off Annie.
Yep.
My bet is that at some point, Evil Cooper killed that nurse, probably took the ring back, and he probably gave the ring to Dougie at some point, taking the wedding ring in the place of that ring.
Okay. Wonder how
And
long
he gave him-
Huh?
Well, I'm sorry, he gave him that ring, I believe, because him having that ring bounced him back to the lodge. The same way when Chet Desmond takes the ring, he disappears. And
So
when
did-
Philip Jeffries took the ring in Judy's, he disappeared.
Did he
So
recent-
why put the ring in the stomach then? Because that's just gonna tie things together for people.
I think it's a off game.
Yeah.
You know?
He's
I
no
think that's
long-
probably influence, like putting letters under fingernails, spelling out Robert.
Yeah. Yeah. That
now
makes
I put
sense.
jewelry in stomachs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fingernails, jewelry, and stomachs. You know. Bob has fun with that for
Yeah,
whatever reason.
I just gotta be quirky. So then we go to Jerry Horn, afraid of his own foot in the woods.
I love it.
Okay,
I love it.
Okay, I got to say something about this.
Okay.
Jerry Horn, I don't believe he's just on pot.
What happened to him, you think?
I think that, there's Richard Horn, who is selling this drug that they call Sparkle, or doing something with this drug that they call Sparkle, which is a Chinese designer drug, as we learned in part 4. My theory is, since Richard Horn, we don't know how he's related to Jerry Horn, maybe he's his son, maybe he's his nephew, whatever he is, maybe he somehow snuck some, or got some of that Sparkle, and Jerry Horn accidentally took that. Because he seems far too messed up.
Yeah, he does.
I think he took the Sparkle Chinese designer drug, somehow by mistake, and that's what's doing that to him.
Well, hopefully he doesn't get a big armpit rash.
Gross.
But I love this scene, though. I love him being afraid of his own foot and it talking to him.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Sound like Marcel the Shell. I hope he doesn't die of exposure out there. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, that would be... I don't want to see Jerry Horn die. That would be horrible.
Yeah. We cut to Chad eating 2 dinners in the conference room.
Fuck you, Chad. Okay, here's what I need to have. I need Diane to meet Chad. That's all I need.
Yeah.
That would be good.
He's so gross.
Yep.
He's kind of got 3 dinners. He's got 2
He's
TV
got a
dinners
soup.
and a soup. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
I love Hawk not opening the door for him, too.
I love that they were like,
Oh.
"Get out of here, Chad. This is we need this room." And they're like, "Oh, we don't need this room anymore. Let's go outside."
But like after he left, they opened the window. They're like, "Oh, Jack."
Yeah. Yeah.
Bobby's kind of trolling them the whole time. He's like, I know how to open that, but I'm just not saying.
Just letting
He's
him
having
get
a
the
laugh
food.
because his dad. He probably felt like his dad was like just leading him on a little bit, and he had to wait his whole life, for a lot of what he told him to be resolved. So yeah,
He wanted it for himself for a little bit.
yeah.
So what'd you make of how you open this thing?
Is that thing real? No, it's probably not. But I want it to be real.
Throw it once, listen to it, throw it again, and then it opens. Sure.
But he had to wait. He was like listening because it's like one of those tuning forks. If you whack it, you can hear it vibrating at a certain frequency. But like it doesn't really make sense because the frequency would have been to change. Like if it were to work properly, the frequency would have had to have been changing as it was vibrating, and he waited for it to reach the right pitch and throw it again, and it like opens. But it wasn't changing frequency, so.
I thought he was just waiting to hear the click. There was like a click
There
that
was a
happened.
click, yeah.
Oh, that would make sense though, because then if there's just like minuscule vibrations and there's like tiny gears in there that are turning. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. From what I understood, he threw it, listened for a click. As soon as it clicked, he's like, "What?" And he threw it again.
I could hear Caitlin's engineer mind, like, just trying to work this out.
If anyone knows if this is real, let me know.
It reminded me a little bit of the Thomas Eckhart box, in a way, where it's kind of a
Yes.
puzzle. You have to drop it a certain way,
Or shoot it with a magnum.
Exactly.
Shoot the floor.
Just to back up for a second, I love Lucy being on her lunch break.
Oh.
And then, like, when they come back through to go outside, she's just got her hand up, like, still on my lunch
was
break. Don't talk to me.
That was amazing.
I'm on my lunch break. I'm eating the biggest sandwich.
Yeah.
The one thing I was
That's-
sad about was that the sandwich wasn't super crunchy.
Like Janie's sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I want to spend my lunch break, just, like, holding a hand up if anybody walks by me. Like, nope.
Let me enjoy my food.
I'm not here. I love Hawk when he holds it up to Hawk's ear. He's like just flabbergasted. What the?
I love how Hawk is getting a bigger and getting more screen time and more things. I love that.
Yes,
No.
Me too.
totally deserved.
Definitely.
Yep. The more Hawk, the better.
Yes.
Yep. So, Josh, why do you think they chose to film the ruins of the mill there? Because that was
I
never...
wondered that.
What was that?
I wondered that.
Yeah, they could have just changed the angle and shot the parking lot to the right of the if you're coming out the front, to the right of the building instead of the left.
My bet is that it's not supposed to be the remains of the Packard sawmill within the context, because clearly within the context of the show, the Packard sawmill is not across from the sheriff's station.
Yeah.
So that would be my guess, if it's supposed to just be some other building
Okay.
that had a smokestack for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really surprised that they didn't include that as a part of the storyline, that the sawmill isn't
We haven't
like
heard...
job loss and stuff like that.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about the sawmill. There was
Yeah.
like a shot of a sawmill in operation before the scene with Red and Richard, but we don't know
Yeah, I wonder-
whose sawmill that is.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody else has, started a sawmill. And it depends on if you believe the whole thing in the book about Catherine,
What happened? I can't remember.
The book says that Catherine sold it all to Ben Horn
Right. Okay.
after the death of Andrew and Pete.
Right.
Which would mean, so whether Ben Horn decided to take it and do Ghostwood, no, but Ben has turned over another leaf, so I don't know. I really don't know.
So what do you guys make of the paper inside this thing?
Did you notice the figure from the card on the paper?
Yes.
Which I found that interesting. The same figure from the card he shows Daria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's 2 dates on it and a time.
Yes.
So, do you have to go to this place on both dates or just either date?
I think either, and you notice the time is 2:53, which is the same time the arm said.
Yeah.
2:53 time and time again, and it's also the same time that Evil Cooper was supposed to go back to the lodge.
Yeah. So, but
I think you check in on the second and you check out on the third.
Could be.
It's a one night stay.
Is it military time 0253 or is it because when Cooper was almost sucked back into the lodge, that was probably 2 in the afternoon.
Oh, definitely 2 in the afternoon. Yeah. I guess 2 in the afternoon. Yeah. So.
I mean, it's not clear. It's going to be very confusing.
They're just going to have to camp out there.
Yeah, they're going to have to camp out, exactly. Go to 2:53 and just hang out for 12 hours if it's not the right time.
It gives you plenty of time to put some dirt in your pocket and...
But yeah, Bobby has all the answers for this too. He knows where Jack Rabbit's palace is. Because he named it.
It was his destiny.
Do you think this is just referring to the Glastonbury Grove, or is this a new place?
I think it's a new place.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's probably something we haven't seen.
Okay. So then we get a scene of Diane in the hall smoking.
Oh, yes.
And Tammy and Gordon.
Tammy walks in there crotch first.
She's just doing all these modelish poses,
she keeps posing. Yeah.
I'm trying, but I cannot pose unsexy.
Christabel's coming to the festival this year. I wonder if anybody's going to ask her about that.
I'm sure. I think she's been asked about that by interviews that I've read and stuff like that. But
what's it like playing an object?
Yeah, there is an interview asking her that. But yeah, I was just like, I think Diane wants you to leave, Tammy. Just leave. You're making this awkward for everybody. And then Gordon's just oblivious to everything. He's just really enjoying his cigarette.
One puff.
One puff.
Yeah, not much happened there.
I mean, I don't want to defend Tammy ever, obviously, but I think she can do better than to be jealous of Gordon Cole.
Do you think she's jealous?
Yeah, I think she's got a thing for Cole. Mainly because David Lynch wrote and directed it, but
I never thought she had a thing for Cole. I think she just didn't like him smoking. That's what I thought. I didn't think she had a thing for Cole.
That's what I was thinking for that scene too. I thought she just didn't like him smoking, but why would she not like him smoking?
Because I feel like I don't know. I feel like she's eyeing up Diane, and then looking. I feel a little there's. I don't know. Maybe not. Hopefully not.
You could
be
right,
she's
though.
The new Shelley? You think she's going to be the new Shelley?
I was going to say, you could be right, because he did write himself a scene where he gets to kiss Shelley.
Yeah, exactly.
The big question is, will Gordon Cole and Shelley have any scenes together this season? That's the big question.
Yeah. Do you expect...
Well, I mean, at some point, Cole has to come talk to Shelley about their daughter, right?
Oh. Oh, interesting. Their daughter.
Do we think Gordon and Albert will go to Twin Peaks?
I hope so.
I don't want to say that I think they will, because again, I refuse to believe anything is going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm lowering my expectations.
Yes.
There's still we haven't seen Belushi in a long time, and
Shut your mouth.
there was an interview done with him, and it was in coming up to the season, and maybe if you don't want a spoiler of something that was released to the public, skip ahead 20 seconds. But he was it was an interview conducted with Jim Belushi, and I'm pretty sure he was in the parking lot of the sheriff's station. So I'm pretty sure he's going to go to Twin Peaks at some point.
No!
I thought you were going to talk about the interview where he talked about the party thing on the where he improv the line in a party scene.
Oh, I don't remember that one, but
that was on the Good Morning America, I think, or whatever. He said that he improv the line, and David Lynch said over the loudspeaker, "Mr. Belushi, come to the principal's office." Not over the megaphone, not the speaker.
Oh my god!
Because he improved.
Because he improv the line, yeah.
I was just making up a line about how I thought women should shut their mouths and stay in their place. It's not a big deal.
Oh god. I don't know
Has
enough about
said that?
Belushi.
Who said that in real life?
Oh, he's just always talking about how women aren't funny and they're garbage. He's a
Oh my
sexist
God.
monster. Yeah, he's a piece
Oh
of
my
shit.
God.
Like, for real. Like, I joke about David Lynch, though I am keeping an eye out. But Jim Belushi's a straight up fucking monster.
That sucks.
Wow.
So then we go to Bill Hastings. We haven't seen him since episode 3.
Matthew Lillard is doing a great job.
Yeah. I mean, he's like just a wreck here. He's like basically reduced to being a child. And he's blubbering real good here. And I was like, he's doing a good job, but then I think it went on just a little bit too long. Like, by the time he was talking about going on vacation, I was like, okay, it's getting a little bit bad now. Like, I was with you the whole like 15-minute scene of you blubbering, but just, I think you should have got it together at some point.
We were gonna get.
I think that's just a David Lynch thing. You know, he likes to take something and then just take it beyond the. I mean, I've heard. I'm trying to remember who. There was. I think it was Charlotte talking about doing Eraserhead. That. Or it might have been Gary Bullock. It was Gary Bullock in Fire Walk with Me, who played Sheriff Cable. So that David Lynch gave him the direction. Talk really, really slow, and when it's uncomfortable, go slower.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So I think he takes things to he likes to take things to an extreme. So with the blubbering, he probably said, when you think you've done it too much, go more. I would bet that was the direction, would be my guess.
It's just amazing to be able to get through so much exposition while weeping.
Yeah. It goes on for so long.
Even just of itself, it is a long expositional monologue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what's amazing. I mean, as an actor, that's not easy to do. I mean,
No.
I mean, he really did a good job.
Yeah.
I
was just really, like, when Tammy was rolling her eyes at him at the end, I just was like, Tammy, just go scuba diving with him, please. Like,
that's all he wants.
And then I wanted, a montage.
Call me Ruth if you want. You can call me Ruth and we'll go scuba diving.
So, yeah, there's so much exposition. What was important that got brought up that you guys took note of?
A lot.
Yeah.
Major Briggs is in some kind of stasis in some place called the Zone, which may be the area that Cooper was in with Nido.
That's what I
the
was
kind of
thinking.
room, because that's where Major Briggs' head is, and they said his head floated up. His head disappeared and he floated up. He's in some kind of stasis where he's not aging, maybe hiding from evil Cooper. A bunch of people are there, which might be the Woodsman, would be my guess, because the Woodsman seem to be connected to Hastings, because the Woodsman in the jail cell, and somehow they ended up killing Ruth, probably. I mean, that's what I would take from it. And
his head popped off, and it was beautiful.
Maybe it popped off in a beautiful way. I don't know how that's possible, but
it was magical. I
don't know.
I think it's kind of awful to have your disembodied head kind of stuck in like a weird alternate dimension. I don't know.
Now my question: he didn't mention, was he dressed in old-timey aviator gear?
Interesting. Yeah, he was.
He's asked to identify the Major, and he does. And he draws a circle, and he signs it, and dates it. And there's a lot of debate about what date he writes.
It's got to be 9/29, even though it looks like a 0. But
yeah, it's like he put the right hand downstroke on the 29, like right on top of the picture, so you can't really see it.
This mirror, did the picture to the right of Major Briggs look like Walter from The Big Lebowski?
I didn't really take note.
Kind of does. He has those glasses on. I don't know. That's what I thought it was.
I didn't look at the other pictures so closely. I'll have to look next time.
Anything else in that whole thing?
This is the question. Is the Zone the Black Lodge a part of the Black Lodge? Because people age in the Black Lodge.
Coordinates.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here's an interesting thing. The Secretary's car did blow up, and that was because we learned the thing earlier about Darius saying that Jack was going to get the job done in the Secretary's car, so that's Evil Cooper's white trash gang at work again.
Yeah. I forgot about Jack. Massaged to death.
Yeah, Jack got massaged to death. The massage killed him. I've been wondering about that. Did the massage kill him? I don't know.
I think so.
He looked dead at the very end of it.
Yeah.
He kind of did.
Yeah. Which is terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah, so all that stuff happened to Bill, and then he woke up at home.
But he told Phyllis that was a dream.
He thought it was a dream.
Oh yeah, people came in asking about his wife. What's the name of your wife? And then, like, so did they possess his wife like we thought? Or, like...
I think so. I think his wife and him, and I also think that Evil Cooper had an affair with his wife because Bill Hastings in the part 2 says to Phyllis, I know about you and George and maybe somebody else too.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then she walked in, and when she sees Cooper, she kind of gives him a coy, what are you doing here?
Mm.
Mm.
Well, I think she had an affair with him, which could be why they're asking about the wife.
Mm-hmm. Then we cut to...
Sorry, just trying to figure out, just trying to put these pieces together a little bit. So clearly, Major Briggs has some seeming means of stopping Evil Cooper. I think that's what we can pull together from this, because and so everyone that's apparently attached to Major Briggs that would have any connection to him currently is getting knocked off.
Yeah.
So I feel like Evil Cooper is trying to thwart that. So we've got this body of Major Briggs. So I'm just wondering if we're gonna get like I want to see like another. I want to know where the head of Major Briggs is.
It's floating in
Excellent
space.
question.
Floating in space, yeah.
So like when did
where the giant is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, like, is there still, like, is Major Briggs still in play, like, magically in the zone or wherever? Because, like, when did this body come about for them to have it?
Right.
Yeah, I wonder that too. And if his head just, I don't know, because it seems like somebody would have had to have killed him. I mean, if his head's...
I mean, obviously, we're not going to have Don Estevez in the show, but... Like, the question to me is, like, Major Briggs, is, like, Evil Coop already, like, taken Major Briggs out? Like, is he dead? Like, really dead? Or is there, like, still, like, a Major Briggs in
You know
this
what's
world?
going to happen? You know what's going to happen?
Hmm?
Is when Bobby and Hawk and Truman go to those coordinates on that day, a giant spectral head of Major Briggs is going to come out, and he's going to hug it out with Bobby.
That would be pretty great.
Possible, I guess.
Oh,
They just do, like, a whole...
Yeah.
I want them to do, like, a whole Jor-El. Like... Oh, and Wally Brando can be there and do Brando voice.
Oh, yeah.
Those special effects will be wonderful, yes.
They will, yeah. So Major Briggs will basically be Zordon.
But wasn't there, like, several fingerprints? Like, several Major Briggs bodies, like, floating around?
Yeah, there's fingerprints
it wasn't
from him
bodies.
over the years.
It was 16, well, this was the 16th, 15 other fingerprints
Right.
were found, which made me think at that point that, like, Evil Cooper was carrying Major Briggs around with him and putting his prints places or something. But it does suggest that he was out of the zone at some point.
This is why I'm wondering if maybe, like, from time to time to set up things, like, Major Briggs has left the zone to, like, set up things against Evil Cooper. But I'm wondering if this one time they got him and they killed him, and that's why we have this body.
I think
you're right. That makes sense.
I was thinking it was like a Major Briggs body farm, where because Evil Coop has the ability to kind of produce, you know, more like another Cooper. So why not another Major Briggs?
Yeah.
So why not several other Major Briggs? You know.
But what for?
Yeah.
I mean, I think these are all options on the table. Will we get answers? I'm not holding out all the hope.
And then we cut and we get some foggy mountains.
Which looked like they were from a VHS tape.
Well, the mountains,
in my opinion.
The mountains in the fog looked okay, but then, the shot after that of the Great Northern, it looked like it was ripped straight out of the original series.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Like the nighttime shot. I don't know if you noticed that, Josh.
It was grainy.
Yeah, it did look very like the establishing shot that was used a lot originally. Yeah.
Yeah.
It may have been. I mean.
So Ben and Beverly are investigating that sound again.
The Josie sound.
Yeah. I just want Josie's face to pop out of the woods so bad.
I kept waiting.
Do you think it's going to happen?
I hope so. I hope so.
Even if it's just like a bad special effect, I'll take it.
I hope it looks exactly like it did before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I'm going to assume that his son isn't dead because it's nighttime and he's at the hotel.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, good point.
Maybe
That's true. Yeah. I don't.
We don't know
think
if
he's
he's still
involved
married.
though.
Yeah.
He's
We don't know
not
if him
involved.
him and Sylvia could be divorced. We don't know that either.
Yeah.
I think he would still be at the hospital if his son was in a coma or dead or something.
But
Yeah,
remember
but-
the way he reacted to Audrey being kidnapped? He was just like, basically like, meh.
Yeah, but that's when he was
True.
evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's then.
It's still in there. Deep down in there, he's still evil.
He's still a neglectful father.
He smoked
But-
a cigar.
But he knows what it's like to hit your head and be presumed dead.
True. I wonder if that's ever going to get referenced. What the aftermath of that was. I've been waiting for that one too.
I know.
Keep
that was
waiting.
fun.
Dr. Hayward's assault on Ben.
Yeah. Yeah,
I was waiting for him to say it on a Skype session, and then I punched Ben out, and then
I went to jail for a few years.
Yeah.
Or when Beverly's looking for that sound, Ben's just like, "Oh, I've been hearing that sound for 25 years." Then we go to the Roadhouse, and there's a DJ. And I said it last week, but I'm going to say it again. This just does not feel like the Roadhouse to me. There's too many people. It's too
hip and happening, yeah.
Yeah.
He's starting to sound like an old man.
I know.
You know,
I'm-
the tail
I'm
goes
old and
up.
bitter.
I mean, are they still holding court in this roadhouse?
Yeah.
Oh man, good
Well,
point.
I don't know. They're coming from all over now for the Roadhouse. It's a tourist attraction now, it appears.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the lineup. They got Nine Inch Nails playing there. I mean,
I
obviously.
know. Like it.
We got 9 Inch Nails, and then we got a divorce we got to try. So
Guest judges.
There's a lot of peanuts to sweep up, a lot of shells to sweep up.
Yep.
Green onions.
So yeah, I don't know. I mentioned this last week, but you didn't listen to it, Josh. So before the series started, I envisioned this town like all the other small towns in America, just going into economic decline, and it just seems like it's booming. Like, what did you expect of Twin Peaks 25 years later? Is this it?
I thought it would be. I thought the lumber industry would be gone, and I'm still not clear whether it is or isn't. Isn't really clear yet. I didn't think it would be that booming, but I did suspect there would still be drug stuff going on. That doesn't surprise me. I did think that would happen. I didn't know who would be behind it this time, but I thought that would be going on. And no, I didn't expect the Roadhouse to be so booming. No, I definitely didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. So I really got nothing from this scene, apart from maybe these two girls are on the drugs. Maybe they're on Sparkle. That's about it.
I think they're on Sparkle, and I also... Oh, okay, so I got to say this, and I'll give credit to who said it. Connie Woods had an interesting thought, who plays the new girl by Jack. She said, what if the girl Ella, which is a Scar Ferreira's character, has a frog moth in her arm? Crawled up in her mouth.
Oh god.
Ready to pop out.
Just a thought. What if those frog moths are still around?
What are they?
Frog moths.
And I think it's frog moths because there's the thing on the quinoa. Apparently, the DVD, the extra for Inland Empire, he talks about frog moths being in Yugoslavia. So I think it's supposed to be a frog moth, even though it kind of looks more like a beetle at a point. But I think it's supposed to be a frog moth based on that. But who knows?
Interesting.
But maybe she has a frog moth in her. That's all.
Gross.
I'm just like I'm never gonna eat a burger in Twin Peaks because no, nope.
She's
The other funny
touched
thing is she
two
talks about a burger.
restaurants.
She talks about a burger place across from the Roadhouse. There is a burger place across from the Roadhouse in Fall City where they filmed it,
Yeah.
which is interesting. So if anybody wants a burger there this year at the festival,
It's, like
it's
a
actually good.
burger
It really good
stand,
steaks.
right?
Yeah, it's a burger stand. So I thought that was kind of a weird, almost reference to that.
Oh, so gross.
Did anyone have any other notes that I may have skipped over and you didn't get a chance to get
A little about the penguin thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
But that's a reference to Cooper's. This is really probably not, but it made me think of Cooper's penguin joke.
Yeah, but they also referenced a zebra, I think, right at the beginning.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Black and white animals.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so Caitlin, do you have any notes that you didn't get to get out, or
No, I'm good.
Mel?
No, I think I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
Brad, you get any other thoughts?
I know I'm still in trauma from this fucking rash.
And her teeth. Ugh.
She's got some real meth mouth going on, yeah.
Yeah, she just looked like she hadn't brushed her teeth in about 5 years.
Josh, do you have any other final thoughts on the episode?
I think I've covered most of it.
Okay, do you want to rate the episode out of 10?
Sure, now here's my question before I do this. Am I rating it against all shows, or am I rating it against other Twin Peaks episodes?
It's up to you. I don't know if I think about other shows when I'm rating it, so maybe I'm just rating it against other Twin Peaks episodes. I'm not sure. It's up to you.
Okay, I'll just rate it in general because, I mean, I love it. You know,
Yeah.
This show is a gift to us, and I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna go 10 out of 10 scuba diving trips to the Bahamas that will never happen.
What was your least favorite episode this season?
This season.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, let me think. I would say probably, and it was not the whole episode, probably the first 20 minutes of this part 6, a little bit too much Dougie doodling.
Yeah, okay.
Was, I don't know that we needed Dougie doodling as long as we got it. That was one part that I kind of fast forward through, in all honesty, on a rewatch.
Agreed.
And there was a couple little moments, I mean, but there's no episode that I dislike, but there's, you know, if I have to throw criticism, it'll be that. But I mean, I love the whole thing. So
Cool.
you're talking to somebody that I think that, you know, it's a wonderful gift to me. That's the way I see it.
I am happy for you.
I'm assuming you don't share my opinion, which is okay, but
I like it. I like it. I'm getting to like it better, but there's been parts that I outright hated. Just it didn't feel like the old Twin Peaks to me. For me, I like David Lynch stuff. I like Twin Peaks, and for some reason they seem like two separate things for me. And this is too much David Lynch and not enough Twin Peaks, but it's getting to be more Twin Peaks, so I'm liking it more.
I think because it's called Twin Peaks: The Return. I get the feeling that a lot of it is starting off one way and then moving towards that.
I hope so.
And I remember David Lynch said at the, I think it was at the thing when they first were announcing the show. I forgot what it's called, the conference. Mm-hmm. He said that the only thing he said about it was something about getting Cooper back to Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
So I think that it's intentionally. I mean, my theory is that it's intentionally starting with all these different places, South Dakota, and then it's going to kind of all, you know, head that way.
I just hope we have enough time there where it's all, like, at least the last 6 episodes entirely in Twin Peaks. I hope.
I don't know, but, you know, the trend was there in Fire Walk with Me. We started, you know, it was about 35 minutes before we get to Twin Peaks. So, I mean, the trend was definitely heading. It didn't shock me that there was a lot of it outside the town.
Yeah, but Deer Meadow was much more like Twin Peaks than Dakota or New York or
True.
Vegas.
South Dakota, Vegas and New York are totally different. South Dakota, I mean, it's a small town in South Dakota, so a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody knows their principal, you know, but it doesn't have the same warmth that Twin Peaks also does have, along with everything else. South Dakota, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Caitlin, do you have a rating?
Yeah. So, I enjoyed this episode. After the 2 weeks, I'd kind of almost forgotten about the whole history story that ended up in the last episode. So it felt almost like a continuation of just like the episode before. I must have blocked it out of my mind. Anyways. It was really good. I always like when they move forward with the mystery and like kind of the lore, and it was good to see some of that. Call back with Major Briggs. It was nice to see more of Cooper's gang, and kind of, I feel like we're gonna tie together more of the stories soon. I really don't think that these two worlds, like evil Coop's world and good Coop's world, can stay apart for much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not now that they have his print.
yeah, for sure. So, generally I like this episode. So I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10 lost palms.
Oh, I meant to ask that. Is having somebody's palm print on file a thing?
I don't know.
Because they're like, we got your palm print. We got your whole palm. Like, how'd they know it was him from the palm? I can see DNA.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah.
DNA takes longer to get back. It's not a one-day turnaround.
Well,
shit, don't say that. They just took that coffee cup to be able to tell if it's Coop or not. It's going to take
That would be a fingerprint.
months.
That would be a fingerprint.
Yeah, that'd be
though,
fingerprint. But maybe when they have his whole palm, that means like the skin off his fingers too. So they do have his fingerprints.
Probably. See, I think that the gun was taped to Ike. I mean, not taped, glued to Ike's hand, and that's why the palm came off.
Ow.
Apparently, some assassins sometimes will glue a gun to their hand so nobody can get it away.
What? That's crazy. How would you get it glued?
That's what I've heard. I heard that was a real deal. So
that's crazy.
I don't know if that's what he did, but that would explain why his palm came off.
Yeah, but the coffee cup, Mel, I'm pretty sure they're going to test it for prints, not DNA.
Yeah, but he had his whole fingers, like the cop grabbed the coffee cup and he had all his fingers on the...
he touched it, his prints will be on it. Janie touched it, her prints will be on it, but so will Coop's.
Okay.
Oh, I thought the cop had little things over his fingers. Maybe I didn't see that right.
Oh, really?
I thought they were covered.
Oh, wait a minute. When they see his prints, they're going to contact the FBI and Gordon Cole and know where Cooper really is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mel, what'd you think of the episode?
I'm having a really hard time with this show. It's just so slow, and I'm just losing patience with it. With every episode that I watch, I'm just losing more and more patience with it. And I don't know, last night when I watched it, I don't know, it might have been because I was tired, and I don't like to judge it unfairly because I am tired, but I was really not in the mood to be dealing with waiting, like, just waiting for, like, these long periods of silence. Like, I was just like, I can't deal with that right now. It's just exhausting me. I did like when we did get good moments, they were good, but it's really hard for me to get through the episode. So I'm gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10 unseen penguins.
Okay. Brad.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about this episode is I would like it a lot more if I hadn't watched the last episode. Like, I'm still burned by last week. Like, I can't... Like, that was, or not last week, episode 8, whenever the hell that was. Like, I'm not over that yet. Like, I'm still like, fuck you, Twin Peaks. Like, no, don't make me watch a screensaver for half an hour. So I feel like if I'd watched this right after episode 7, I would be much more about this episode, because I love all the Major Briggs stuff. I theoretically enjoy the Andy and Lucy scene, though I would have liked it better if it was in a different episode or just by itself somewhere. But I'm like, I'm so burned by episode 8 that, like, it actually lessens this episode for me, because I'm like, all right, I gave you last up. You fucking owe me this time. And this one, I do enjoy this episode overall, but yeah, I'm still burnt. Like, I don't know. I enjoy it though. I enjoy most of it. There's still just this whole series. It's a lot of David Lynch being David Lynch, and like, I didn't sign up for Inland Empire: The Return. Like, I can't. It's getting there, and I'm trying not to have any expectations at all.
You're really, really trying.
Really fighting it. I was optimistic, because I was relatively optimistic until episode 8, and now I'm like, I don't trust David Lynch. Like, I don't trust him. I don't trust that he can pull this out. I don't trust that I will enjoy this in the end. I hope I will. I like so many of the characters and so many of the things and so many of the possibilities, but I don't trust David Lynch. Like, I don't trust him at all. So, I don't know. I'm still optimistic and hopeful, but I've been burned. So, I don't know. I'm going to give this episode 7.5 out of 10 little stabby humps.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I had problems with last week's episode too. It seemed random. But For me, it didn't affect me. I have an easy time just tacking episode 9 onto the end of episode 7 in my brain. So it's like, oh, I really like episode 7, and then it moves right on to episode 9. I also really like that. Oh, right, there's that thing in between, but whatever. So, yeah, we got characters we love. We got them discovering new information that some of it we knew, but the characters have to know it too. And plots are moving along and things are coming together. And there was lots of Twin Peaks music finally. And, this probably could be I think it is my favorite so far. So I'll give it a 9 out of 10 imposter feet.
So when are we gonna get the tack on for episode 8?
What do you mean?
Like, we got a tack on for episode 7. When are we gonna get the tack on for episode 8?
What do you mean?
I mean, the continuation of the episode that you guys all hated.
You mean
it's gonna
be
happen.
Another episode that kind of picks up where 8 left off?
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid of. That's what I fear more than anything.
Then I guess I'm definitely in the minority because I love episode 8, so...
I know.
No, you're not a minority.
You're
Lots
not.
of people love it.
We are the minority.
We are the minority.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it, but
Yeah.
not us. But
Well, I don't judge you harshly for it, don't worry.
Well,
thank you. Thank you. Other people do.
Other people will very loudly.
Well, I won't. You have the right to dislike it. But I love it. As long as you have the right to love it, I agree you have the right to not. So there we go.
Great.
Thanks.
All right. So we've
Thank you.
Yeah. We've just got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of feedback, and then we're done. Does anybody want to volunteer to read this first one from Corey?
I can read it.
Okay, I'll let you read it on here. It's a little easier.
Okay. So from Corey, hi Matt and Mel and co-hosts Brad and Caitlin, whose voices I'm getting to know, and guest host. Back about 4 or 5 years ago, I decided I was going to rewatch Carnival, one of the first cable shows I ever watched, back when Dexter and True Blood were still airing, and decided to visit the IMDb message boards for Carnival to see what I could learn about the show. There was one topic someone created that was promoting a podcast. I had never really listened to podcasts, maybe 1 or 2 professional ones, but never a fan-made one. While I did follow the link provided, and I think it was Carnicast, I never did listen to any episodes, and it led me to a big list of introcasts, including Redemption and Potential Cast. I started with Redemption Cast. It was still in early season 2. And here I am today listening to the Twin Peaks podcast, and Matt and Murderous Mel are familiar voices now, and there are only 1 province over. I think, he's just referring, I'm murderous on another podcast, Hooplecast.
You've never been murderous on this show.
No, never. Not yet, anyways. I have to admit, I am not enjoying this new season any more than you guys are either, especially Brad. Back when I started getting caught up, after around part 5 or 6, I ended up talking to Matt A about the new season, and he didn't hesitate in telling me that new season sucked. I asked him because I liked his honest approach in his episode 1 guest appearance, as well as on other introcasts like CDP. And I knew he enjoyed other weird cable shows that didn't offer full explanations and blurred the lines between natural and supernatural, like The Leftovers. I actually came into this show. Sorry, I actually came into this show hoping it could be a replacement for The Leftovers. Even at 70%, I would have been satisfied. Boy, was that a mistake. Oftentimes, it's about as stimulating as the Andy Griffith Show.
Harsh burn on Andy Griffith.
Aww. Such a huge disappointment. I never loved the original series to begin with, but I thought with all the advancements and improvements in television over the past 26 or 27 years, and it being on cable station, that it would be better than ever.
Oh, you don't know about Inland Empire.
I've currently got part 9 paused, just a few minutes in, and I'm still deciding if I will even finish watching it tonight. I have little motivation to at all, yet far more motivation to watch YouTube videos about the upcoming Game of Thrones season. So far, this easily beats True Detective Season 2 as the biggest letdown of a series so far. I'm not a huge fan of Evil Coop, but he's okay. But Dougie, what the fuck is with Dougie? How can someone who can barely function be credited with so much, and no one seems very worried that he's seemingly lost all of his personality or individuality? yet he still solves problems. It's so trite. I've seen it happen with Homer Simpson a bunch of times. Why is this even called Twin Peaks? Barely any of it takes place there, and some episodes don't even visit the town when the show is named after. When I first heard there were going to be a lot of new characters, I was fine with that. I assumed they would be living in Twin Peaks, though. This show has lost most of its small-town charm. Finally, we get to see Matthew Lillard again, though. Other than that, I was mostly too disinterested to really have anything to say about it.
Aw. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's probably not going to be for you.
I will mention the fact that all these cable shows would not exist if it wasn't for Twin Peaks originally, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It opened the way for all of that, so you gotta appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he did say he wasn't even a big fan of the original series.
That's why I referenced that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you kind of have to be like a fan to kind of want to keep following this one.
But
for sure.
But I think me being such a big fan of the original series is hurting me for my enjoyment of this series.
Yeah.
Because it's so different, and I just wanted more of the old style. But
yeah. And some people might not have liked the original series, but like this one better. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Are there? Who are those
I don't
people?
know.
I mean, I guess if you're like a super David Lynch fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, people who didn't think Twin Peaks was David Lynch enough would be loving this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's who this is made for.
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell you this. My favorite episodes are still the final one and 14.
Mm-hmm.
And Fire Walk With Me, if you count that as an episode.
Yeah.
But as a whole so far, I prefer season 3 to 2.
Really?
Yeah, because there's no Evelyn Marsh and none of that kind of stuff and all that stuff with David Lynch and Mark Crossing away. And not that I don't like those. There's good stuff in every episode in Twin Peaks, but, you know, some of those Evelyn Marsh heavy episodes.
I would give anything for Dick Tremaine and Mike and Nadine right now. Anything.
I like Dick Tremaine and Matthew Nadine. So, yeah, it's just, anyway, to each their own.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Any volunteers for the next one? It's shorter. You can read one too if you want, Josh.
How do I get?
Are you on your phone or where?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit more challenging on the phone.
Read it on the phone then.
I don't have a coop technology here, you know. So.
Magical evil coop technology.
I wish I did.
After this, you're gonna throw your phone on the ground and shoot it.
Absolutely, that's what I do with all my phones.
Is your phone pink?
No. It's more like the one in the tracking phone. I just throw it at other cars to get other tracking devices out. Trucks, I mean.
Track you.
I just really want him to get like a little kid's phone, like a little like girl's phone or something.
Yeah.
Or like an old person phone with giant buttons.
Yeah, the jitterbug. Get a jitterbug.
Large print.
I'll read this one. Hey everyone, favorite episode so far. Love the Bobby Briggs stuff. Like the exchange at the morgue between Albert and Constance. I think Jane Addams would have been great as Diane. Constance is kind of what I imagined Diane to be like. The pacing of the episode is great, and having the Search for the Zone website brought out a cool old school vibe of viral marketing from back in the early 2000s. On the negative side, is anyone getting concerned that Gordon, Sheriff Truman, or God forbid Tammy is going to get credit for solving these mysteries and not Hawk?
Oh.
Christabel's mannerisms are distracting. She is constantly moving and posing like she is on some kind of model photo shoot.
I wanted to mention something about the way she speaks too. Like it just seems so deliberate. But it's like in a really odd way. It's like she says everything like really specifically. I don't know how to describe it. It's just so odd.
Yeah, it's so peculiar that you cannot blame her for anything that you dislike about it, because it's so specific. There's no chance that that's not pure direction from David Lynch.
Yeah, you think?
It's too specific to be otherwise. Like,
is that how you pictured the character when you read the book?
No.
No, because we listened to the audiobook and she didn't sound like that at all.
Yeah.
I wonder why Christabel didn't do the audiobook.
Yeah.
Why didn't?
Yeah.
Didn't the person who did do TP's voice in the audiobook, wasn't she like one of those 3 chorus line girls from the
Really?
scene with Jim Belushi?
No.
Oh.
No?
No, that's Amy Shields. She did all the other female voices that weren't Tammy
Oh, okay.
on the tape.
I knew she was in the book somewhere. The email continues. And lastly, I don't want to be hating on Matthew Lillard, but when his character is crying and talking about going to the Bahamas to go scuba diving, all I could hear is Lillard playing Shaggy and talking about Scooby-Doo. He saw Major Briggs' ghost.
It was Major Briggs all along.
It was old man Briggs. I'm glad the story is moving along. Can't wait for next week. Have a good one.
That's funny.
Thanks, Ryan. Here's one from Ben. Do you mind reading it, Caitlin?
Sure. Hey guys, Ben here with some super last minute feedback. This episode felt closer to number 7 in overall place and plot advancement, which was a pretty welcome change for you guys, I imagine. This one definitely had some high points, but was not without its own low spots as well. For whatever reason, I found the Andy and Lucy scene almost unbearable to watch. It might have been Lucy's weird little skip walk, but it's hard to be sure. Whatever it was, though, Lucy using the internet to buy a chair made her reaction to the cell phone hard to swallow in retrospect.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she totally understands the internet, but not cell phones.
Okay. The height of this episode was all things Briggs, but especially Bobby. I really liked that the clues were relative to Bobby's childhood, and I felt that you could see the actor's inner child in all of his actions. I'm really excited to see more of the Twin Peaks trio solving this mystery. I'm not sure what's up with Diane, but her constantly checking her phone and the reactions to Coop's message certainly makes it seem like she has not been completely honest about her relationship to Coop. There's a lot more to dig into, but I may already be too late getting this feedback in.
You're not.
You made it!
Thanks, Ben. All right, and our last one is from Matt A. Do you want to read it, Brad?
Yes. Alright. Oh, we got a bullet point list here. Fun. Oh yeah, Matthew Lillard was in this. That seems like forever ago. In my previous feedback, I expressed dissatisfaction in the return's pacing. I said that scenes drag on for 2 or 3 times longer than necessary, creating an awkward and sluggish pace. If that's my primary complaint, then my secondary is probably how characters and plots go dark for spans of episodes. We're only now circling back to Matthew Lillard, and I expect that the glass box from the premiere is connected to Major Briggs and will bookend the season somehow. But what about Shelley's daughter, or Richard Horne? Richard Horne, who flattened a kid with his truck. Ashley motherfucking fist pumps the air Judd's sickly husband Tom. Fan favorites Frank and Brian. I've given up hope that this series is ever going to return to the tone and storylines of the original Twin Peaks, but I'm irritated that the return's fresh content happens in fits and starts. It's not like they don't have the running time to fit everyone in. After all, we still find time for Dougie, a joke that is long ago expired. My conclusion, Lynch and Frost do not know how to structure a season of television. They share Chris Carter's philosophy of shooting the first draft of each script, never mind how schizophrenic and bloated the result. I mean, I would say, I think Chris Carter just shoots the first draft of the script. I think David Lynch takes the script and then says, I'm going to need twice as many episodes. Did you see that Vulture proclaimed Twin Peaks: The Return the best show on TV? ? These must be the same critics who complained Carnival was slow, pretentious, artsy, confusing. Carnival was a far more conventional series with plot, momentum, and a mythology created with forethought. Matt and Mel, this would be a good time to mention that you recently discussed the pilot of Carnival on Hooplecast. Find us at hooplecast.com.
You already did it for us, Matt.
Again. Every time.
Nice work. Get those plugs in. The most aggravating scene in this episode was at the Roadhouse, where patrons were drinking beer out of bottles when there's beer available on draft. I remember this to be true because I made a mental note during an earlier episode how weird it was they had a big neon sign advertising beer on tap, or something close to that, above the bar, several feet away from the actual taps. I thought to myself, if someone is standing at the bar, they can see the tap, so why is the sign necessary? Also, if you own a bar, you better have taps, or your bar is terrible. Well, their bar is also a courtroom, so maybe it's a good thing to keep people. Listen, you're at court, you're thinking, man, I could use a drink, and then you see that sign, you remember, oh, that's right, in a couple of hours, this turns into a bar. So, it's useful. And before you say...
on Sucker Punch, too, while you're deliberating.
Truth.
I want a Yukon Sucker Punch.
And before you say, but Matt, maybe those kids were drinking imports, our craft beers, our ciders that only come in bottles, I would counter that with, then at least pour it in a fucking glass, you rubes.
And I have to stop you right there, Brad, because Matt is forcing my hand at giving him a plug for hooplecast.com, because we had this exact same discussion on the episode we just recorded where we talked about The Wire, and he was complaining that there was a scene where they were drinking beer, not out of the tap, just out of the bottles, and he was like so disgusted. Anyways, hooplecast.com.
As a beer drinker, as a non-beer drinker, I don't understand.
I don't, whatever.
Anyway, Ashley Judd sure is gorgeous, ain't she? It's always great to see Bobby Briggs, although some express disappointment that he is only a deputy and not like 10 other things. Let's not forget that as a youth he was involved with drugs. It's admirable that he resisted more destructive paths and molded himself into a responsible, respectable person. I'm proud of Bobby as though he were my own son.
I can see, Bobby, I can see him being the go-to man for like all the people in the town. You know, he just doesn't have time to have more responsibility at the sheriff's station because he's solving so many other things in the town.
That's true. He's a hero. He should be more than a deputy. He should be the mayor of the fucking town. The hum from the cylinder, likened to the hum in the Great Northern, is the frequency upon which Twin Peaks and Lynch vibrate. Oh, what if you just have to hit the Great Northern at the right spot, and then it opens up, and then Josie comes out.
That'd be great.
Distill the ethos of Twin Peaks into an atonal sound, and the mind becomes liberated. A liberated mind appreciates the schism between art and commerce. If one only consumes, then one is dead. Hear the tones and pitches in between the spaces, else you are as dead as the actors who sell their souls to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
What?
Oh, I love it. Sorry about that. I think Kyle from the Facebook group hacked my feedback for a moment. I hope he didn't say anything rambling and incoherent. Oh, guys, there's a lot of fun things happening in the Facebook group as of late. It's a real party town. This was a fairly solid hour of Twin Peaks: The Return. It's nice to see the beginnings of various plots and characters intersecting, but we're halfway through the season, and I'm not entirely optimistic we're going to get payoffs for every single thread. But that's okay if it means I'll never have to see Balthazar getting to magic again.
Oh, come on. I love the magic.
I could not agree more.
I really want to see more of Red. I really like Red. I don't know about you, Josh.
I love Red.
Yeah.
I want to see a lot more Red.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for the feedback. And that is our review of episode 9. Josh, do you have anything to plug?
Anything at all? Yeah. I have a film coming out, I'm being told, probably the end of the year in the United States for the U.S. release, called Spreading Darkness, with starring Eric Roberts, John Savage, Dominique Swain, James Duval, and Robert Davi, and that's coming out at the end of this year, so check that out. Mm-hmm. And that would probably be the plug.
Cool. Brad, what do you got to plug?
Guys, you can hear me on Calavici Fashion Cast talking about the fashions of Quantum Leap. We just did the 2-part season 3 opener, so get on that with it's me, Tammy, and Claire. Also, you can hear me on the Ramjack podcast. We're having a good time right now. We're doing Christmas in July. Mm-hmm. We just watched a really ridiculous Christmas special that was very bizarre. The Wish That Changed Christmas, it had 2 framing sequences, one of which wasn't even a framing sequence. So check that out. It's a good time.
Cool. All right. We'll see everyone next time for episode 10. The The title of that is out, isn't it already, Josh? What's the title of that one?
Laura is the one.
Laura is the one.
Oh.
See, that sounds like an important episode, but I wouldn't put it past them to just have that as a throwaway line from somebody.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know what to expect.
Well, I'm excited either way.
I'm looking for Let's Rock. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Let's Rock? Yeah, that seems like it should be where everything blows up.
Yeah. The reference to Chet Desmond's car, the reference to, the dream sequence, I mean, that's got to be...
Yeah. Or it could just be like Eddie Vedder in the Roadhouse and he goes, "Let's rock!"
Oh, boy, I hope not. I hope that's not what it is. I would be let down right along with you if that's what it is.
All right, thanks for coming on, Josh, and goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Check us out on twitter.com/TwinPeaksCast. Search for the Twin Peaks Podcast group on Facebook, and visit us on twinpeakspodcast.blogspot.com. Email your feedback to twinpeakspodcast@gmail.com.